We have completed the Session 1 of Module 1 in this course for independent directors. You have started the journey for your boardroom success. Let us now start the Session 2 of Module 1. In Session 1, we discussed what is a company and the various categories of companies. In this session, we will delve into important organization involved in company setup and steps to set up a company. We will also take up some case studies to discuss rules that govern a company. The topic of rules and promoters will be closed in Session 3.
So let's dive right in.
You've probably heard of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, or MCA. It is the governmental agency responsible for governing and regulating the corporate sector by administering company laws, promoting corporate governance, and ensuring compliance with various acts and rules to protect consumer and investor interests.
Within the MCA, there are two important offices you need to know about: the Central Registration Center and the Registrar of Companies. CRC's goal is to provide quick incorporation-related services in accordance with global best practices. CRC is your first stop for processing applications starting with company name availability by a process called RUN and forms related to the incorporation of new companies.
Next, you'll deal with the Registrar of Companies. Unlike the centralized CRC, there's a specific Registrar of Companies office for each state and union territory, which acts as the jurisdictional authority for your company. Once the CRC has approved your formation, the ROC takes over. Its responsibilities are much broader. It registers your company, maintains its official records, and ensures the company stays compliant with the Companies Act throughout its existence.
In short, you go to the CRC first to get started, and then the ROC becomes your long-term authority for registration and compliance. There are two important documents for a company. The Memorandum of Association is the company's charter of incorporation, so popularly known as the company's constitution. It defines the scope, powers, and reason for existence of the company. Articles of Association is a subsidiary of the Memorandum of Association, outlines how the shareholders, members operate along with the directors' rights and duties. It also specifies how it can be changed.
Let us now discuss the steps of incorporation as per Section 7 of the Companies Act. The process begins with the CRC applications of DSC, DIN and name, and then Section 7's ROC steps.
Subscribers must first obtain a digital signature certificate, then apply for a director identification number and the company name through RUN process. The memorandum, articles, declarations, and proofs are then submitted with the Registrar of Companies. The registrar scrutinizes these, and if satisfied, issues the Certificate of Incorporation, COI, with a unique corporate identity number, CIN. From this date, the company becomes a legal entity with perpetual succession. But beware, all originals need to be safely stored, and if false information is furnished, the promoters and directors face legal action, and the company may be struck off.
Since February 2020, incorporating a company in India has become a single, streamlined process through Spice Plus. It starts with Part A, where you reserve the company's name. Next comes Part B, the main incorporation stage. Here, you file all details online: the memorandum and articles of association, particulars of directors and subscribers, the registered office address, and mandatory declarations. Spice Plus goes beyond just incorporation. In the same application, you can also apply for a director identification number, PAN, TAN, EPFO, ESIC, GSTIN, and even open a bank account. Once submitted, the Registrar of Companies reviews the application. If everything is in order, you receive the Certificate of Incorporation, complete with a unique corporate identity number. With one integrated form, the Spice Plus system makes setting up a company faster, simpler, and fully digital.
You can now open your own company. Let us test some of the concepts we learned with real-world cases. Ranga Raj and Gopal Krishnan, who are members of a private company, made a private agreement that no shareholder would transfer their shares without the consent of the other shareholders. Despite the agreement, some shares were transferred. Ranga Raj challenged the transfer, arguing it was invalid since it violated the shareholders' agreement. The Articles of Association of the company did not contain any such restriction. The court held that any restriction on the transfer of shares must be contained in the Articles of Association of the company. A restriction in a private shareholders' agreement that is inconsistent with the articles is not binding on the company or shareholders. Since the articles did not have the restriction, the private agreement was unenforceable.
Remember, The Articles of Association override any private agreement among shareholders. Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association are legally binding.
We are covering a lot of complex and legal details. Hope you are enjoying while learning the new concepts.
Please subscribe to get notifications on new training sessions.